I don't see it yet. I know I'm going to be on here for 5 minutes before it shows me that it's connecting. Change that to live chat. It doesn't see me. It doesn't see me. I feel like my kid. When my youngest was really young, they would come up to me and want me to do a video of them. And then they would run over to me on my phone and say, "Can I see me? Can I see me?" Now I can see me. I'll have to cut this off later in editing. Good morning. Hi. Hello. Hey. How you doing? Good morning. And welcome to Periwinkle Palace Arts. I'm Princess Bun Bun. We do art here and other stuff. This is my second day of live streaming. And yesterday we worked on this piece in front of me, and I was very unhappy with how it was going. So today we're going to keep going. We start with coffee. Always. I'm on my third cup this morning. Okay. We need coffee. We need bunny ears. And we need art. I wrote a little note to myself and to you guys. I'm going to use this as my thumbnail for this video. It says, "When the art goes awry, can we fix it? Of course we can." Here we are. I did do a little bit more cleaning up on it last night before I went to bed. And I'll tell you what I used. I used my kneaded eraser. I used my pencil, my electric pencil eraser, and you saw that. But I also, where's it at? Honestly, I should have straightened up my desk before I started the live stream, right? I'm not seeing what I need. What did I do with it? Here, you watch the Bad Bunny while I figure out where I put my thingy. I don't know where I put it. I didn't even close my Pan Pastels up last night. There it is. I just like threw everything in them. There we go. Let's just drop black everywhere. All right. I used this. I love these things. It's gold fiber. I can't say that honestly. Perfection pencil, Faber Castell, and it has this little brush on the end of it. But this is an eraser, and you sharpen it. And this eraser, I have learned, can be your best friend when you make mistakes. This eraser even erases crayon. How many erasers erase crayon? Not many, in my experience. If you know of a eraser that erases stuff really well, let me know, because I'm always trying out new erasers. Okay, so I erased that pretty good. I went to bed. I thought about this. I think about things in my sleep. I get ideas. I don't know if everybody does that, but I do. So, my approach today is going to be to make the black around the very edges super dense. I want a lot of coverage. And I'm going to try and keep it outside of this blurry line that I've kind of created, because that will hopefully keep it away from the phoenix. Now, I don't know if you can see, but in here, I've lost a little bit of color, especially right there. I've lost a little bit of definition. It's okay. It's perfectly fine, because when I'm done, I can come back with my pencils and just touch that up. I think I was mostly frustrated yesterday because the black was getting on everything. And as much as I try not to be a perfectionist, sometimes I am. So yeah, we're gonna do that. And then I'm going to use my black pencil and my white pencil and maybe some other white products, possibly the white Pan Pastel, and maybe even the colorless blender. We're gonna make all of this come together and look great. It's gonna be fine. So let's get started. Oh, first, I have to introduce you to someone. I have a little obsession right now. Move this stuff out of her place. Back at Christmas this past year, I came across this store online. I don't even know where it came from, but the store is called Mysterious Designs, and they make official Alice in Wonderland merch, but from McGee's Alice in Wonderland. Something McGee. I don't remember. Anyway, I got this bunny. This little stuffed bunny. Her name is Maya. That's what I named her. But she is a bunny designed to comfort and represent persons who have fibromyalgia. I won't go into all the details right now, but there's symbology on the bunny. Anyway, her name is Maya, and I got her, and I got everybody in my family stuffy from this store for Christmas. But then I had an episode. We'll call it an episode. I bought so many of these bunnies. So, Maya is the first, and she is the big sister to all of the other bunnies. And she comes to my desk with me every single day. And she sits right underneath my laptop, where she can give me pretty stares and encouragement all day long. I also have these other bunnies that I bring to my desk. They take turns. Because right now, all I have is a little cup holder right here and a phone holder that magnets to it, and I set it up so they don't fall over. Anyway, today I'd like to introduce you to one of the 4 fear response bunnies that they make. I'm trying not to set her on the art. Shall I move the art for a second? So this bunny represents the freeze response. He's got fur and sparkly antlers, and I don't remember all of the symbology for it, but if you want to know, I can tell you. Anyway, this is Shivers, and I brought Shivers to my desk this morning because I'm having a fear response. It's everything I can do at the moment to not go back in the YouTube studio to delete the 2 live streams I did yesterday, because I'm a little bit afraid, and I have to talk myself out of being afraid all the time. Okay? So I brought Shivers today because I'm feeling very much frozen, and it took me like an hour to get my mind wrapped around right so I could jump on the live stream here. So I'm going to put him, her. My bunnies don't really have genders mostly. Sometimes I call them hers and sometimes I call them hims. So this is Shivers, and we're going to put Shivers over here. I also brought another bunny to my desk today. I don't always bring 3, but most of the time I bring 2. But I'm having a little bit of a trust issues thing going on. I'm having trouble trusting myself. And this is their trust issues bunny. She comes with a little bag. I didn't bring it out here. It's a little duffel bag that she has so that she's always ready to grab her things and run away. But we're teaching Trust Bunny here to trust us. And she's beautiful, and I love her. Her name is Truly, and she says hello to everyone. And she's going to sit over here with Shivers. Yes, I am a full-grown adult who is obsessed with stuffies. It's a thing. Don't judge me. Don't judge me. Okay. Now. Oopsie. So. A needle pulling thread. La. A note to follow, so I need to put on my music, so I stop singing it myself. Look, I genuinely don't know what is going to happen on this live stream from day to day. I don't know what I'm going to talk about. Hopefully someday I will have some topics to talk about, but right now this is just being unafraid, jumping in, doing it. Power up. Achievement unlocked. Okay. Let's focus on the art for a little bit. Anybody that wants to can jump into the chat and ask any questions, bring up any topics, and it doesn't have to be about art, but it can be about art. Share with me what you're doing today. Let's just chat, because that's mostly what this is. Probably it's just art and chat. I do this every day. I have been for several years. I usually just do it on a recording, and I talk to the camera every day while recording, just like I'm talking right now. This is what I do. I need to make a correction to something that occurred yesterday. Remember how I said that I do I organized my days of the week by color. Well, yesterday was Tuesday, and I thought it was yellow day. Yellow day. Tuesday is not yellow day. Tuesday is orange day. So I wore the wrong color. I try to wear a different color every day, and since I wore the wrong color yesterday, I decided not to wear yellow today. But I am wearing my ears that have yellow spots on them. This way I can remember what day of the week it is. I'm wearing this shirt that I bought from beautifulbastard.com, which is the store for the Philip DeFranco show. I love their shirts. They're super comfy, but they also have really amusing and relevant text on them usually. Okay, that cleared up. Today is Wednesday. Today is yellow day. Moving on. Yeah, that's what I got for right now. Okay, so what should I do first? All right, let's just jump in. We're just gonna apply some more black. This is my little Bob the Bad Bunny. Bob the Bad Baby Bunny. And I kind of hold him sometimes whenever I'm nervous or I'm thinking real hard and I don't know what to do, or I'll just let him like dance across the art. I'm ridiculous and I know that, and it's okay. All right. Music, music, music. Okay. Let's see. Let me get this tool. Maybe let's go back to this one because I really just want to deepen the black on the very edges. Let's go over here. I'm trying to be a little bit more reserved in my application of this today and not just like go crazy everywhere like I did yesterday. I want to keep it contained basically. And if my camera's shaking, I'm sorry. I'm trying to hold it still with my knee. I'm just trying to go right up to the edge of this kind of, it's not an outline really, it's more of just a blurred line, but I'm trying to keep everything away from it. I haven't started watching my news yet this morning. I hope there were no bombs yesterday. No more bombs, I should say. It's scary, right? I'm getting there. I'm liking this. Sometimes you just need to put the art down and sleep. Take a break from it. A long break so your eyes can readjust. You can think on what's going on and come back to it. I may come in and use a cotton swab later, but I don't know how they work on here, because other people on YouTube I saw using cotton buds, and their assessment was that cotton swabs, Q-tips, whatever you want to call them, don't work very well. But we're going to find out. Okay, I'm just going to try to swirl this a little bit. Kind of blend out the harshness of the lines a little bit, but I'm still trying to keep way away from it. Okay, what do I think about that? I think it's looking better. I think I want to add some more black. Why? Why ask why? Okay, I like that side a lot better. Yep, I'm making a mess already. That's fine. Okay. Let's do this part up here. maybe sometimes you just need to come back to it another day with fresh eyes, like I said. And a lot of it's just experimentation. Like, you're gonna make mistakes, if you want to call them that. But that's all part of the process. Art is an environment where you're free to really do whatever you want. And when you get new materials, that is the perfect time to explore. See how much blacker that is, though, than that? I can already tell you we're going to come back over this side. I have a little bit of a fear of putting too much on the paper. We're going to get over that fear. Let's just do it. Let's get over the fear. I'm liking this. Okay, I'm having a much better time with this today than I was yesterday. Try not to get black all over my hands. I have a feeling that I really should spray this down with a fixative after I get it on here to keep it from smudging before I go in with the pencils, but I'm probably not going to. I have this need to continue with the art until I'm done with it, and I tend to not want to stop and spray it with fixative down. Spray it down with fixative because then I have to wait for it to dry. I can be impatient sometimes. I really want this black to build up. Over here, right here, is the area that I was using this end of this thing yesterday, and it was really hard, and it actually flattened the paper. So I know that I have that option if I want to flatten my paper, but it flattened the paper pretty well right here, and I think that the pigment is having a little bit of trouble sticking to it, but it's not too bad. It could be worse. Everything can always be worse, right? I say that, I'm gonna jinx myself. Let's go back over here. Yesterday I said that I don't always twist my paper like this. The reason I'm twisting it is because I'm trying to keep this hand clean to reduce smudging. I'm like, just apply this, get it on here. Be unafraid. Black makes me nervous as a color because it's not color. It's scary. Black is scary to me because you can really mess up a piece with it if you're not careful. I have a tendency to use colors other than black in my art because once you put it down, it can be hard to remove it from the paper. Kind of, it feels like, yeah, I have darker tone up here and here than I do over here, so that tells me I need to add more. Get in there, don't be afraid. I almost can't see the difference in the depth right in front of me. I'm looking up on the camera to see it. Okay. I feel like that's a good amount of pigment. Now let me look and see how we are with the shape here. Okay, that's good. That's good. All right. I know it doesn't look great, but we're getting somewhere. All right. Let me knock the dust off of this. I'm gonna use my brush. I'm sweeping away from the Phoenix. Just knocking off any loose pigment that I didn't get blended in really well. All right. You can tell though, it doesn't create a whole lot of dust. Yeah, there's some, but it's not a lot. I had a paper towel up here yesterday. Are you sitting on it, Truly? No. But I have another one right here. Give me just a second. We're gonna spray this with rubbing alcohol. I love rubbing alcohol for cleaning just about anything. Don't want the black to remain on the table. Let's try to reduce smudging as much as possible. All right. Get it off my hand too. I knew when I decided to make the background black that I was taking a risk. But I'm feeling pretty happy about it right at the moment. I feel like it was a risk worth taking. All right, what do I need now? What I need is my black pencil. I'm going to use the Prismacolor Premier colored pencil. I thought about using the Verithin, but I feel like a softer look is going to be great here. So here we go. I'm going to come right here on this edge. I have no idea how this is going to work. I have a lot more control with a pencil. I think that yesterday I was trying to get too close. Why did my music just stop? My music is stopped. Okay. I don't know why that's going on. Let's see. What is happening? There we go. I fixed it, whatever it was. Anyway, I think that I can get a better edge by using my pencil to blend into the outline. I don't know how it's working. You tell me what you think. I say to nobody. But This is for anybody who's watching forever from now, right? I can use my pencil to fill in these little dots left in the paper. What I'm trying to see is if there's a difference between the way the pencil and the Pan Pastel looks. I'm not really seeing one. I have to be careful here. I'm already trying to creep close to my edge, closer to my edge than I want. I'm just making these soft little circles. One thing that I do like about the Pan Pastels is they do not leave a shiny film or any kind of wax residue or wax bloom. Color pencils do, and shininess really bothers me on my art. I don't like the glare. Alright, let's see if I can come in and kind of create these little shapes going around the wing. I don't want them massive, but I do want them to be visible. I suppose you could call this mixed media, but to me, it's just the art. I don't really pay attention to that kind of thing. I just use whatever to create whatever. Put a little in this area where the tooth is smashed down, the tooth of the paper, where I smashed it yesterday. I'm trying to make this edge of the black kind of reflect the edge that I have that's more white, because what I'm trying to do is merge them together so it fades. It's going to take a little bit. When you see me glance up here, it's because I'm looking at the chat box, keeping an eye on it, just in case. I don't know why I didn't think of this yesterday when things were going astray, but I didn't. This is going well. This is going well. I'm not getting a lot of transfer now. I guess because I brushed it off. How does it look? What do you think? I need to sharpen my pencil, but I'm trying to get these shapes kind of right, and then I'll come back. My goodness. I wonder how the pastels stick to colored pencil. Like if I could just use the pastel to color in and fill in instead of blending the pencil actually. We shall test and find out. How about that? real important that I overlap the Pan Pastel. I have to keep saying it. The Pan Pastel. Pan Pastel. I think I'm funny, but I'm really not that funny, huh? I think it's important to blend the color pencil with the pastel. I think. Could be wrong. There's only one way to find out, and that's to do it and see what happens. Now, if I press this pencil into the paper hard and really just blend it down, it's gonna get shiny. I don't want it to be shiny right now. I might make it shiny later, but right now I don't want it to be. All right, let's look at what we got. I like it. I'm gonna sharpen the pencil. I've been told it's not that loud. If it bothers your ears, let me know. Sharpening your pencil really helps it to be able to get into the tooth of the paper. Keeping that sharp point. I'm gonna go back around the whole thing and just fill this in. Kind of make sure it's even and matches up. I don't think that I am going to be a typical YouTuber. So I'm here to share what I do and not conform myself to other people's ideals and standards. If you don't like what I'm doing, I'm cool with that. You don't have to be here. This really isn't a job for me. It's not a career. It's not something that I make money doing. It's not something that I'm interested in making money doing, because this is my passion project. I created this place on the web as a passion project. I do this every day anyway, so I thought I'd share. I'm trying to keep my hands off the black as much as possible. Yes, I can go back and clean it up if I smudge it into the Phoenix. I learned that yesterday. I can clean it up. It can be done. But I don't want to smudge it too much, because sometimes you get flecks in the art and you can't get them out. I don't know if you can see it on the screen, but there's a shininess right here. I want to get rid of that shininess, but I feel like the pencil is the best way to do this at the moment. more pressure you put on the pencil, the more waxy it looks. Sharpen. There's a lot of art YouTube channels on the internet, or art channels, or art blogs, and while a lot of them I love are great, I don't foresee myself becoming one of those channels. I'm not looking to. They do their thing. Here, we do my thing. I'm really just trying to fill in the tooth of the paper where I've got this as much as I can. I'm a little worried that I'm about to create like a really yucky looking edge. I will not be deterred, however. Pencil drop. Pardon me. I'm back. Let's try not to let's try not to throw the art supplies. I'm not a good talker. I make all kinds of weird words up when I'm talking. I should have grabbed a piece of glassine paper to put on this. It might help to have it under my hand, but those are in my other building, so. It gets hard to sharpen my pencils when they get this short. I'll take it out of there. See how much easier it gets rid of those little speckles when it's sharp. Yeah, you can see it now. You can see the little bit of a waxy residue on there. Like an All right. That's that. Where's my brush? We're going to try several things now. Firstly, I have this that I just got. Colored pencil powder blender from Brush and Pencil brand. I'm going to open this. I've seen this used by others. Let's see what happens. It stuck to me. So this is from them, and then we also have the colored pencil blender from Pan Pastel, and I also have whites, so white pencils, white Pan Pastel, liquid whites. We'll see what works, right? I'm gonna grab this. It's got a little sealer in here. I'll pull that off if I can grab it. All right. Let me get some of this on here. We're gonna put it on the very edge over here in this little spot. This is where we're gonna test it. See what happens. What do we think? I don't see much of a difference. Oh, look. There we go. That's something. Very interesting. This isn't going to be small enough of a spot for me to really test. But let's see what happens when I use this in. Ooh. Ooh. Me like it. I like that. Well, we might not do anything else just yet. We might just stick with this for a little while. Unless, do we want to see what something else does? I don't know. Can I blend this so that it goes softly into... Yes, I can. I've wanted to get some of this brush and pencil for the longest time, but they were always out of stock. I'm very impressed. Woohoo! That took the shine right off. This tool works pretty well on it too. I'll let you know. I have to press it. I'm going to take a break at lunchtime and come back after I, get coffee and let my doggos out and do my meditation and take my medicine. So I'll probably do that every day. I'm curious at this moment with how it will work with a brush. Got this dense little brush, kind of like the kind of brush you pack, like that. I really like that, honestly. Let's see what happens if I put some more Pan Pastel over that. I don't think it works great for this small area. I picked up too much. It looks really good though. I'm very happy with that. The question is, do you guys want to see me continue do this? Or would you like for me to go do this off camera and come back? I don't know. And since there's nobody here to tell me what they prefer, I'm just gonna do it on camera. Since I don't have coffee, I'll have to hydrate. I forgot to turn my time-lapse camera on again this morning, which is fine. It's not essential. I kind of use my time-lapse photos for throwing up on Instagram, which we do have an Instagram account. I'm just now really starting to work out what I want to do on it. But you can go check that out if you want. Periwinkle Palace Arts. That's me. Alright. Let's pick it up on here. I'm just gonna apply it to the paper with this. Maybe I should use something else to apply it. I'm not sure. Kind of buff it in there. I don't know what I'm doing. I literally don't know what I'm doing. These products are kind of all new to me. But I don't mind looking like I don't know what I'm doing on the internet because I really don't know what I'm doing. This does buff in a little bit easier with the softer surface and a bigger area. And turn it over. Should I use a bigger one for this bigger area? That makes sense, right? Where's the one I was using yesterday? There we go. I might be supposed to use a brush with this or something, but who knows? And just put this powder everywhere, kind of, along the edge. I have a thing where I kind of hesitate when it comes to wet mediums of any kind, anything liquid. So I was very interested to try Pan Pastels and this powder blender. So last thing you want to do when you're working on something is to have to wet the paper in some way if you are using a dry medium. At least me, that's how I feel. I can't speak for other artists. I can only speak for myself. It seems like if you let it sit there for a second, it starts to break down the binder. And I don't know how it does that. I'm going to have to do some research on this product again, like I used to know, but now I don't. I forgot. But I like the effect I'm getting. I can see that there's a shadow up here though. But it seems like if I put the pastel back over it, it should be fine. I feel like I could go pretty fast over this area. I really love that, the fade. It does look much darker than the pastel. And this tool is flattening that tooth down, so that may cause a problem later. There's only one way to know. I did a test a while back, and I have the video for it if anybody ever wants to see it, where I did a whole line of solvents and possible solvents for blending colored pencil and other wax-based mediums. and I learned a lot about them. But the thing that I learned the most is that when it comes to solvents, I don't really like them. I just don't. Now, I find that it messes up the paper. I use specific paper for coloring with specific mediums. And anytime you apply water to this paper, it's not, I've never had great success with it. Let's say that. The best option seems to be going in a circle. And while I'm doing this, I might as well turn on the news. It made that darker over there too. What happens if I turn it up on the point like that? It goes a little faster. I don't like how that's looking. It's so waxy and shiny. So I'm not liking how it's looking at the moment, but if I don't continue doing this all the way around, nothing that I do to fix it, nothing I do to fix it later is going to look right. It'll look different in different areas, and I don't want that. We don't want that. My doggo is like trying to tell me, hey, it's time to go out, but it's not time to go out. He's just confused. I was planning on putting my microphones back in use today, but I struggled to get going this morning, so I didn't do it, mostly because I didn't want to. Why do things you don't want to do? I don't know. I'm really not pressing on this. I'm being gentle with it. Stop licking. Grace. Right there, dog. There you go. My dogs chew on themselves. Well, mostly my bigger dog. He chewed on himself and gives himself like rashes and such. He's real old. I think he forgets what he's doing a lot. I do. Honestly, when I bought these little blenders, I thought that this end would be softer, but it's not. It's more of a burnishing kind of blender. If this is too slow for you, maybe an option you could take is to speed up the video. Watch it at like 1.5 speed. Okay. So like I said, we've got this weird edge going on between the pastel and the colored pencil. Brush. And I wonder, is it just gonna stay shiny like that? I don't want it to stay shiny. feel like this isn't even going in, it up. Oh. All right. Here we go again. I can't tell if it's shiny or if it's just burnished down. I'm applying the pastel over the colored pencil. It's still shiny. All right. Let me come over to this corner and see what happens when I use this blender thing on the corner. I don't know if I like this. Let me come in this corner right here. That's definitely, oh, did I put that on my head? I sure did. This isn't giving what I want it to give. So, well, I'm gonna think. What I can do is really quickly come back over all of the pastel with pencil. That would even it out. Do I want to do that? Let's try something else real quick first. Colorless blender. This is the colorless blender from the Pan Pastels. Let's see what happens. I'm gonna grab a small brush. There we go. We use this that we were using yesterday. Yeah, I don't like that either. Okay. What it looks like to me is I need to apply a wax-based pencil over the top of all of the black, which kind of defeats the whole Pan Pastel thing, but it is what it is. I'm gonna do this really quickly though. Because I think it's just picking up the shine from the pencil, from the wax itself. Because, you know, pencils, colored pencils, usually have a wax base or an oil base. Prismacolor Premier is a wax-based pencil. I might be messing this up. I might be making a mess. That's what we do here. Okay. Let's see what happens now in this area. Nothing. I've always hated containers that have powder in them and they have those little holes. Kind of drive me crazy. Like makeup containers and stuff like that. Not my favorite thing. Okay, that's the colorless pencil blender. Let us see what occurs. I wonder if this is the biggest one I have. Let's see if I have a bigger one. I don't think I do. I mean, same size. I'm hiding from the camera. Not really. I just needed to lean over for a second. Oh, there we go. We're getting it. The softer side helps to actually smudge it together, I guess. Okay. I feel like that's coming out a lot better. Um, this is going to take a while. And, well, that's all the time we have for the morning session because it's lunchtime, which means I need to go and do my things and eat and do some meditation. And I will return to you guys after lunch. I might do some of this off camera, I might not. We'll just have to wait and see. Thank you for coming to hang out and for watching my videos. And you can do the whole buttons thing down there if you want. I'm not going to tell you to. You know, that's what YouTube does. Yeah. So, morning session, Periwinkle Palace Arts, done. Peace be with you. Bye.